How's it going, everybody? ChaoticMeatball here, and welcome back to the FireRed LeafGreen 386 Challenge Series. So after the major success of Natu, it's time to see what Mareep can do. But before we get started, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel since 3/4 of my viewers aren't subscribed, and leave a comment for what you want to see in the future. Challenges, top 10 lists, whatever the heck it has to do with Pokemon, just leave it on down there. Now, we really don't have access to much in Mareep's level up moveset, with our only attacking moves being Tackle, Thundershock, and Thunder, meaning the only way we're hitting Brock is with Tackle, which is going to be a big problem. But once we get going, Misty goes down without a problem, and we just attempt to steamroll from there. At least Mareep gets some decent TMs from the list, especially Iron Tail, which is going to be super helpful when it comes to those pesky rock types. And with it being available from the Celadon Game Corner along with Thunderbolt, I think we're going to have a pretty good time. Mareep also gets access to both screens as well as Rain Dance, which might be a better combo if Thunderbolt isn't a one-shot throughout some of the later battles, and Thunder is. Anyway, let's get into the run itself. I'm also changing the structure of these videos a wee bit to make them easier to release, since after all, it's the same run over and over again. You want to hear me talking about how I went to each area over and over and over again for the next 100 episodes? No, you don't. So, let's just talk about the battles themselves. The first battle here, of course, is against my rival, which were both level 5, so it's just a tackle fest until I manage to take him down and move onwards. I couldn't take on Brock by a long shot, so I trained up and fought the additional optional rival battle over on Route 22 at level 11 with my moveset of Tackle, Growl, and Thundershock. Thundershock makes quick work of my rival's Pidgey, and Bulbasaur is quickly paralyzed thanks to Static, which is my ability that allows any contact moves to have a chance of paralyzing the user, so that's very helpful for me, allowing me to take it down with Tackle and win without much of a problem. So, you want to know how many levels I gained between the optional rival and Brock? 12 levels! I had to be level 23 before I could challenge him and even have a slight chance of winning, since even at level 23, he mopped the floor with me several times. I only have Thunder Wave added to my moveset, so all I've got to work with are Tackle and Growl. My basic strategy just boiled down to growling them to where they can only do 2 damage, since for some reason I couldn't growl them down to 1 damage, so a single growl and going into Tackle is my best option for Geodude. It sadly tackles a few times, but it gets paralyzed pretty early, leaving me with 53 HP going into Onix, the most I've had yet. Onix has Rock Tomb, which is pretty bad for me, as well as Bind, since it does residual damage no matter how many growls I've used, so I kind of have to rely on Paralysis, which finally happens at about half health. I get a crit and hold him down for a few turns with Paralysis and missing Rock Tomb before he finally hits one at 25% HP, getting a crit himself as I knock him down into the red. He hits one more for a measly 3 damage before I KO with Tackle, winning the fight. All that because of the fact that Brock had a bunch of rock types. What a time waster. Anyway, let's get into the major battle that's next, but before that, I flipped a coin and got Tails, which makes me pick the Dome Fossil. Honestly, I like Kabuto more than Ammonite. Switch-based Pokemon, be damned. It's a dead joke. Next major battle I got into was against Misty, since I had such a level advantage thanks to all of the grinding before Brock, that made it very easy for me to just one-shot her trainers, as well as her own Staryu. Starmie survived and hit a single attack, but I KO'd it with a second Thundershock, winning me the second badge in rapid fashion. Alright, well, hopefully that makes up for the time taken on Brock. Rival 2, or should I say Rival 3? The optional battle is Rival 1A, makes it easier on me. I went in at level 28 with a moveset of Tackle, Growl, Thundershock, and Thunder Wave, of course, same as the last few battles, but all I needed was Thundershock and Tackle. Pidgeotto and Rattata are both one-shots with Thundershock, the latter only hitting a single quick attack before he sends an Abra. It's a meat shield, taking 2 tackles before Bulbasaur comes out and immediately puts me to sleep, paralyzing himself with Vine Whip before using Leech Seed on the turn I woke up, but I finished him off quite quickly with a critical tackle, winning the fight. Of course, the next major battle is again against the rival on SSN, where Mareep is now level 35 with the same moveset, one-shotting Pidgeotto with Thundershock, two-shotting Raticate with the same, leading to Kadabra. It's faster than me and disables Thundershock, but I use Tackle, making it waste its turn and hitting a second to take it down and lead to Ivysaur, who actually mopped the floor with me. Being able to be held down by Sleep and Leech Seed is quite a tricky thing to deal with, so I gave a Chesto Berry to Mareep for the second attempt and got back to Ivysaur. I went for Thunder Wave, paralyzing him for the turn as I went for Tackle. He missed with Sleep Powder as I hit his second, but finally hit it before I hit my third tackle, but thanks to the Chesto Berry, I'm able to wake up and KO with 2 more tackles, winning the fight and getting cut. Surge time, and Mareep's at level 36 with the same moveset as before, so Full Torp's not too bad, as 5 tackles is enough to KO after some healing, leading to Pikachu. It paralyzes me as I nearly KO with Tackle, but Static eventually pulls through and I KO with Tackle again, leveling up and learning Thunder. I replaced Thunder Shock, probably the dumbest move to replace since I could have replaced Growl, but it's all good, since 2 Thunders is more than enough for Mareep to take down Raichu, even through a few double teams and paralysis. So with the big old stretch out of the way after Surge, I'm able to get to Celadon and look at how many coins I can get. Which is only about 2,500. That's not quite enough for Iron Tails, so I took out the Rocket Hideout, stopping just short of the worthless imbecile himself. After all, I need Iron Tail to take out his Onix and Rhyhorn, so I went and fought the trainers in Erika's gym, but it wasn't enough either, so I went to the Fighting Dojo in Saffron, replacing both Growl and Thunder Wave for Shockwave and Rest, making it a pretty easy sweep, and giving me enough money to get Iron Tail. I replaced Tackle since I no longer need that for taking out pesky rock types. I headed back to Giovanni and it's time to take him down as he leads with Onix, so I went for Iron Tail, one-shotting. Shoot, now we're in business, especially after doing the same to Rhyhorn. Kangaskhan is the last one, where I hit a Thunder, paralyzing and finishing off with Shockwave. Alright, perfect. Straight after Giovanni, it's Erika's time to fall, and she starts with Victory Bell, so I went for Thunder, missing, and using the Cherry Berry to get rid of her Stun Spore, but Thunder crit and one-shot, leading to Tangela also one-shotting with Thunder. Last out is Vileplume, who paralyzed me, but I crit with Thunder yet again, winning the fight in short order. Dang, even with moves that Grass-type resists, I'm able to just destroy her. Oh well, time for the rival again. Over in the Pokemon Tower, Shockwave is an easy one-shot on Pidgeotto, same with Gyarados, leading to Growlithe. Shockwave does the same job to it, leading to Kadabra, where I made sure to switch it up and hit it with an Iron Tail, but still one-shot, leading to Ivysaur. It misses with Sleep Powder as I hit a Thunder, paralyzing, but he puts me to sleep and does nearly half with a few attacks, before I wake up and finish it off with Shockwave, winning the fight. Alright, Pokeflute in tow, it's time for a straight shot over to Koga. I didn't fight many trainers on the way there since I'm trying to catch up on some time, so let's go ahead and fight Koga at level 54 with the same moveset as the last few fights. Koffing's a one-shot with Shockwave, leading to Muck, who takes over half thanks to Thunder, only getting an Acid Armor up before I hit a second to KO, leading to a second Koffing. Second verse, same as the first, leaving just Wheezing. It uses Smokescreen, which basically screws me over since I knew I couldn't KO with Shockwave. It would just make him heal, so I kept going for Thunder, and got beat because of my persistence. Oh, I guess I may as well try again and just spam Shockwave on Wheezing instead to see what happens. I performed almost the same battle against Koga, but Muck decided to be a pain with Toxic, so I had to use Rest to heal up. Since I'm very friggin' stubborn, I just kept going for Thunder since I wanted it to die, and eventually it did. Alright, back to Wheezing. I went for Rest immediately to heal since Sludge barely does anything, but then I realized I was only gonna wake up after 3 turns, so it could easily KO me after I woke up and tried to use another attack. So I essentially had to bait for a turn that he didn't go for Sludge, which I got when he used Smokescreen, and since Shockwave can't miss, I went ahead and just did that to damage him and went back to resting until he had another Smokescreen, barely not KOing before I got poisoned, going for yet another rest as he used a Hyper Potion. I'm back to square one, I guess. I missed with Thunder when I woke up because at that point I just stopped caring and I wanted to do massive damage, finally hitting a critical Shockwave before getting poisoned, and KOing with one last Shockwave to win the battle. Lord, have mercy, that was a bunch of bullcrap. But with HM03 and 04 in tow, now's the time to take on the Silph Company. I wanted to make up as much time as possible since I'm already past 6 hours, so I went straight for my rival at level 55 with a moveset of Thunder, Rest, Shockwave, and Iron Tail. Pidgeot only hits a single quick attack before going down to a single Thunder, leading to Gyarados, who goes down to a Shockwave after hitting Bite. Growlithe only goes down to a single Thunder, and wow, this is really easily turning into my last rival battle, all the way up until I faced off against Alakazam. However, last time I learned that it doesn't have any attacking moves aside from Future Sight. so it can only do damage every 3 turns. So it's a perfect time to go for rest while I wait for his Reflect to go down, hitting one more Iron Tail to finish it off and leading to Venusaur. It hits a critical Razor Leaf as I had a critical Paralysis Thunder, giving me just enough to... Oh, come on, man. Future Sight, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, not a problem. I just need to time my KO to Alakazam to make sure that Future Sight won't be active. But of course, on my second attempt, I got a crit, so whoopsie, I guess I'm screwed again. Third time's the charm though, since Sleep Powder missed and I paralyzed with Thunder, essentially going back and forth since I had to continue to use Rest, so that I could actually get past this dumb thing. But Venusaur keeps getting too many criticals. Eventually, I managed to hit one less Thunder and Shockwave to win. Screw you, Rival 5, you are a pain. I grabbed Lapras, and now it's time for the second Giovanni fight, so I went ahead and healed up before going in. He leads with Nidorino, so I KO it with Thunder, leading to Nidoqueen. Double Kick is actually a perfect attack for it to paralyze itself, so 2 Iron Tails is enough to KO after that, leading to Kangaskhan. Thunder and Shockwave is an easy 2-shot, leading to his last Pokemon Rhyhorn, so I used Rest to heal up, but he kept getting high-rate Rock Blasts and Fury attacks. So I basically had to keep doing Rest until he decided that going for Scary Face twice and hitting Stomp was a good idea, where he paralyzed himself and completely screwed up his speed-lowering plan. I woke up and hit an Iron Tail before taking one more Rock Blast, finishing it off with one more Iron Tail for the KO. Alright, you Mafia motherfucker, get on out of here, please. Thank you. Sabrina's up next, and it's time to take her down. Kadabra and Mr. Mime are easy one-shots with Iron Tail, Venomoth with a one-shot with Thunder, leaving just Alakazam. Oh yeah, it's just a one-shot with Iron Tail. Rip Sabrina, you will not be missed. Alright, Blaine time, and I actually did a bit of grinding between Sabrina and him, since I took on the water routes and the Pokemon Mansion, as well as the gym trainers before taking him on at level 63 with a moveset of... Oh, who cares, you already know what it is anyway. Blaine starts with a Growlithe, and it's a one-shot with Thunder, as is Ponyta, leading to Rapidash, who hits a Fire Blast before going down to a single Thunder as well, leaving just Arcanine. I gave Mareep a Lumberry so that I could use Rest, hitting a massive Thunder for a near one-shot as he misses with Fire Blast, so he heals with a Hyper Potion as I hit a Shockwave for nearly half, outspeeding and finishing him off with another Thunder. Alright, with that, it's time to go straight for Giovanni at level 71. I replaced Shockwave with Return to give me an additional move to hit his ground types, which is great for Dugtrio, Nidoqueen, and Nidoking. He leads with Rhyhorn, which I hit with Return and Iron Tail as I got hit with Scary Face, leading to Dugtrio. It doesn't even do half with Earthquake, surprisingly, as I hit Return to KO, leading to Nidoqueen, a 2-shot with Return after an Earthquake. I used Rest to recover all of my HP and get rid of the poisoning before getting crit by Nidoking and KO'd. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do here. Too many of his Pokemon have Earthquake, so it's gonna be quite hard to take him down. So I opted to go ahead and take out the Sevii Island side quest since it has the highest level trainers as of this point in the game. So taking them all out was the smartest idea, getting me to level 74 before going against Giovanni once again. With, of course, the same moveset. And sure enough, the first try after leveling was the perfect one, actually, since his first Rhyhorn was a one-shot with Iron Tail, leading to Dugtrio doing around a third with Earthquake, and going down to a Return. Third out is Nidoqueen, which hits an Earthquake just as well, but I hit it with 2 returns to KO, leading to getting poisoned. So once Nidoking came out, I went for Rest and took advantage of the Chesto Berry I gave to Mareep, getting hit with Earthquake after hitting an Iron Tail and Return to KO and leaving just his last Rhyhorn. I hit a massive Iron Tail and nearly KO, which somehow led to a takedown that KO'd both myself and Giovanni. But it won me the fight since I still had my HM mules in my party. Yeah, that's right, screw you, you little piece of shit. You deserve to lose in such humiliating fashion. So, on Rival 6, I actually lost quite a few times, but once I got the hang of taking out his team in quick fashion, it actually wasn't that big of a problem to rip apart my rival's team. Pidgeot's up first, hitting only a weak quick attack before going down to a single Thunder, leading to Rhyhorn, who goes down to a single Iron Tail, since it's the same level as Giovanni's first Rhyhorn at level 45. Gyarados is third, so I decided to go for Iron Tail, baiting out Rain Dance so that I could hit Thunder to KO, because now Thunder's 100% accurate. I hit Thunder on Growlithe to KO afterwards, leading to Alakazam, who's a 2-shot with Return, leading to Venusaur. It uses Growth, but sadly Rain Dance ran out, so Thunder misses the first time. but I hit 2 in rapid succession as he continues to go for growth, getting paralyzed on the second and going down on the third to win me the fight. Sweet, and with 1 victory road said and done, it's time to take on the league once again. From here, I decided to grind up a little bit, giving Mareep Rain Dance over return so that I'd be able to train against Lorelei without any problems. Essentially, my plan was to get through the league in one go by complete accident, since I honestly had no clue how I'd be able to take on the league in the early 80s. So I just kept running in there after wasting all my money, rain dancing, thundering, and iron tailing my way through until I finally got an attempt where I ran through all 4 league members without saving in between. Lorelei was an easy battle since I just set up Rain Dance, but then got set back because she set up Hail, so I set up a second one and hit Thunder on Dugong, Cloyster, Slowbro, Lapras, and an Iron Tail on Jinx to win the match. Bruno was just as easy, since I Iron Tailed both Onyxes in a row for one-shots, then set up Rain Dance on Hitmonchan, one-shotting with Thunder, as well as Hitmonlee and Machamp to win the fight. Third up is Agatha, who I just again set up Rain Dance, but she poisoned me, so I had to alternate Rain Dance, Thunder, and Rest to survive. But once I finally got my one-shot roll after her first Gengar, I managed to take down Golbat, Arbok, Gengar number 2, and Haunter to win the fight yet again. Alright, now it's time for something that slightly walls me. Shocking. Fourth up is Lance, and I literally just clicked on things by instinct here, KOing Gyarados with a Thunder, 2 Iron Tails on Dragonair number 1, doing the same on Dragonair number 2, before getting to Dragonite and healing with Rest a few times before it paralyzed itself thanks to Static, taking it down with 2 Thunders before leaving just Aerodactyl, which goes down to a single Thunder, winning me the fight. Alright, I didn't even use a single PP healing item between them either. Alright, well, I guess I'll use my Lepa Berries and Max Ether to heal up and get on to the champion. He's actually probably the most difficult fight here, since he actually took me a few attempts. But once I finally got it, it was just like Rival 6. So he leads with Pidgeot, which I set up Rain Dance as it hit Aerial Ace twice, getting KO'd with Thunder as Rhydon came out and died to 2 Iron Tails. Third is Alakazam, which goes down to a single Thunder just as well, leading to Gyarados. I used Rest a few times to get back some HP as I waited for him to run out of PP for Hydro Pump and Dragon Rage, finally getting to set up Rain Dance before nailing a Thunder with a little over half HP remaining. Fifth out is Arcanine, and it falls just as well to Thunder, leaving just Venusaur. I used Thunder to paralyze and do around a third of his HP before he set up Sunny Day, so I negated it next turn with Rain Dance as he remained paralyzed for the turn, so I used Thunder again as he set up a second Sunny Day, giving me the chance to hit a third Thunder for the KO and the victory. Well, that was awfully quick, but I guess that's what happens when you get to the point of the run where you're so bored that you just click things over and over again until you accidentally win. But with that, I'm in the Hall of Fame at level 94, with a time of 12 hours and 56 minutes. Oh boy, yeah, Mareep didn't do too good. If I had saved and reset between members, I probably would have been able to do it at a lower level, but I sure did take Rest real time, so that's a plus. It lands at a relatively bland T- rank, and honestly that's shocking since it didn't get an F rank with how many rock and ground types that run around in Kanto. Anyway, next time on the FireRed LeafGreen 386 challenge, I'll be taking on the region with Hoppip, a notoriously bad Pokemon that starts with Splash and no attacking moves. Will I be able to beat the game without Double Team? I don't know about that, but we'll find out next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so we can get the non-subbed viewership down to 60%. And while you're at it, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button and turned on notifications, so that you'll be shown when these videos are going live and when premieres are going down, since I like to chat with you guys when we watch the run together. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, I'll see you next time.